This is going to be your guide to getting equipment in Elden Ring Nightreign. So first place we're going is to Church. Church is where you find seals, and there's going to be different places to get seals depending on the type of church. So the big one that has the golems or the envoys inside, you need to head up. There's that pillar on the outside, you climb up it, and then you can check this, and these little things are going to have seals inside of them. Ow. Also, on the way up, there's a chest to grab, so you can go and check that out. Maybe there's something cool, and there's a seal in here as well. Also, it feels like stone sword keys are a bit more common in the chests inside of the church. Don't mind that I died, I'm just playing for the guide right now. So that's one church variant, and one way you can guarantee that kind of church is if it has the holy symbol. So this one is going to have the envoys, and that's going to be a boss just on the main level. If it has fire, that's going to be one that has a basement, and then one of the other unmarked ones could be the basement level as well. So the churches that don't have a boss on the main floor, this is going to be one that has a catacomb. So you hop down in here, and it's going to be a really quick way to grab some seals if you need them. Also, pay attention to the passives, that even if you're not using seals, you might just get something really nice. Improved attack power when two-handing. Just what I needed. Also, if you want to take the few seconds, you can go and check this dude. He's like a chest. Maybe you get a weapon, maybe you get a little bit of utility. Nice thing to grab, and there's a boss at the end of this. Once you beat it, actually you don't even need to beat it. You can just hit the gate from the inside and it opens up the door. So that's how you can get in and out, and there's a little like down part here. So also, you can come in from the outside, jump down in here, grab a chest, run down through, and this is going to be the other end of it, where there's the dude we looted, loops back around, easy access to the boss, here's your seals. Oh yeah, also you can just randomly find seals in these huts. I didn't know that, so cool thing from making this guide. Next landmark, we have the fort. So forts come in two different variants as well. One, you can just kind of walk in through this. The other one with the bridge, you have to enter through under the bridge. I will show that in a bit. So here you got a little bit of a treasure room. Go and loot that. Maybe you get something nice inside of it. But also at the top, this is where you're going to find the boss enemy. Or you can just kind of run past him and get yourself a staff. And by using this table, you can find things that are marked on the map. So there we go. If you got someone that's using sorceries, here's where you can gear them up. Once again, that's fine. We can also check the map for things nearby. If there's a treasure chest, you really want to go for that. I haven't had too much luck with the talismans that drop from these guys, but some people like going for them. Now, with these forts, sometimes there's a spirit stream jump nearby, and you can just kind of hop straight on in, which is pretty cool if you want to do that. So we land right on the treasure room, and then we can run around. This isn't the variant that has a bridge, so I'm going to keep looking for one of those. That's new. So maximum hit points as payment. Pay 10,000 runes for a symbol of avarice. Oh, that's really cool. And then intellect is going to do some stuff. So yeah, minus health, plus FP, or minus health, more flask charges. Got it. That's this symbol on the map. I've never seen it before. I never, paid attention, so interesting things inside the game. And there we go. Here's a fort with a bridge, so you can't just run into that gate. You actually have to enter through the bottom, and there's a trader over there, so you can get your smithing stones. You can check the items, see what's in there. But you have to enter through this bottom part, and then you just run your way up to the top. Sometimes there's rats, sometimes there's jars. Just kind of shows what kind of castle it is. This area has a chest, so if you want to run over there, you can open up the chest. This one's going to have the crystal dude over there, and then it's the same thing. Check the map, maybe there's something nice here, and here's how you can get some more staves, also a chest. Ooh, yeah, and here's a hidden chest, so we get some Feisig, we also get utility, and some very good weapons. Now, the ruins have treasure rooms. There's going to be some areas that have staircases you go down, and then you open up the treasure chests here, and this is where you get utility. So you can find grease and pots of the type of the ruin that you're in, and the ruins are mostly going to be status ailments. You can still find holy, so we have holy ruins over here, poison, madness, and then you can find frostbite, deathblight. So yeah, it's mostly status ailments and utility in these areas, and I think maybe katanas are a bit more common as weapon loot from the chests. Don't hard quote me on that, but it just seems like katanas are a bit more common in these areas to me. And there's going to be 2 of these areas in each ruins, so you can just kind of run in and grab some loot real quick like that. You can also find perfumer ruins, so if you're going for some kind of perfumer build, then that's how you can load up on some perfume bottles if you want them. Another place to get staves are these sorcery towers, so there's going to be a puzzle that you have to solve by like breaking a seal around the castle before you're allowed in. If there's a blue wall like that, you can just walk in. So that just unlocks the contraption sometimes. And then at the top here, we have loot. So you can get some kind of effect, or you get 2 rolls for a weapon, and one of them is going to be a staff. So yeah, these are more of an experience and game knowledge kind of thing, and maybe there's a good guide out there that has like pictures of everything you need to look for, but it's like a mini quest of spot the difference and then find the seal and break it. You get some good stuff. Also, we have these statues, so the statues need a big hit to break them down, and you can even use the ultimate art of a character to bust open the statue. If you're using the Raider, don't do it on top, because then it'll be inside of the tomb, and that's not great. But you can use this to get some higher level loot. Now, I don't know if every offensive ult cracks it open, but at least the Raider does. And then we have these encampments. So one of them is going to have a big tower. You can climb up the tower to get into a treasure room, but the rest of it is just going to have a lot of chests scattered about. So it's going to be a really good place for getting melee armaments, flails, maces, axes, great axes, shields. That's why you want to be opening up these chests, and then we can even see bow racks. So ranged characters want to use these racks, and then melee characters want to open up the chest. I've noticed like a lot of people just gotta like run by the chest and skip them because they don't get good loot that often. But if you need melee armaments, you need to be opening those up. And if you have, oh, also these dudes carry around treasure chests and they drop good loot. So yeah, don't ignore these places, and use your silver pickled foulfoot before you start opening this up so you get higher chances at good loot. The fire camps are really nice because they have the flame chariots, so all you have to do is get behind them, jump up, like double jump onto it, use a basic attack, and then one-shot them. So that's a really good way of getting a boss clear, as well as a lot of runes and a lot of good loot. Now here's the thing, you've had access to the cheat sheet the entire time with the visual codex. So you go to the guide, and then you can see the key locations, as well as the points of interest. So finding armaments and items, you press triangle on the map, or you click on the details, and then the map changes and it shows you where the merchants are, where the smithing tables are. So those are going to be for the special items. If you just need to get melee items, open up the chests, and then clear out the bosses, get your normal rolls from the boss loot. Good luck, have fun. Then we have the specific key location breakdown. Forts are going to have the maps that reveal things nearby. Great churches, those are just the big ones where you get seals. Encampments just have a lot of enemies inside of them. Ruins, that's going to be where you get utility as well as the status afflictions. Tunnels are very important as well because inside of them you can defeat the boss, and that's going to give you a smithing stone level 2. So at the very least you can have a purple weapon. So if you find some like really good loot, you're like, wow, I love the passive, this has the damage for the boss, then you want to go into one of those upgraded as smithing table. There is a treasure room at the end, so loot the chest first because there's a chance you can get the level 2 smithing stone inside of it. There is no worse feeling than beating the boss, claiming the loot, grabbing the purple smithing stone, and then one drops from the chest. I mean, you can upgrade another weapon if you want to, but you could have also gotten the other choice from the boss loot. So the big castle in the center is going to be your focus for day 2 unless you have a shifting earth, and if you get the crater, that's how you can craft a legendary armament at the special smithing table. So you jump in the crater, you go all the way down, you beat the magma worm, and then you get a guaranteed legendary item. It's a smithing table. Anything you have in your inventory turned legendary. Really awesome. Armament replication is a rare event that can happen, so there's a glowing red circle on the map, and then you head over there and you can replicate an armament. So power stancing, if you want to do that, really good since RNG loot is kind of difficult, and it's going to be identical. So use your smithing stone level 2, or if you have a legendary weapon, you get multiple of those. That's going to be really nice. And then the field bosses also drop up to legendary loot. So knowing what equipment spawns where is very important because boss effectiveness is a big deal. You want to be farming up for the runes, but you also want to be focusing on getting the highest rarity, most powerful weapon you can from the camps that have the effectiveness. It is RNG, which is a lame part of the game, but knowing these equipment nuances is going to be very important to successful runs. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.